Hi guys, ERGJ here back with my testimony, I guess, and the title of this is Why and How I Quit My Job. I guess I was just trying to kind of just tell you guys what's going on. At any rate, I've been working for a Fortune 500 company for the past couple years, making a pretty decent salary, great benefits, one of the best companies to work for on the planet. But on Monday that just passed, I walked away from my job. And the question is, why and how did I walk away from my job? And so let's start with the why part. The why part. You know, when I started with the company, I was on a fast track to success. I got promoted to a new position 10 months within the company, and I was just kind of keep moving forward. I knew after I got promoted, though, and I started working in that position, that it was time for me. I didn't want to do anything else in that department. It was time for me to transfer or to do some other things. I'd always had a dream of owning my own company and doing some things there, but I learned quite a few things while I was in corporate America. One, I learned that I had a skill set that I could transfer to other areas, and then two, I learned some things that I wanted to give back to the company. And so, as you guys may know, I'm very passionate about finance. I joined Toastmasters while I was there. I learned, which is helping me to do this video today. It helped me to face the fear of public speaking, helped me to find my voice, and helped me to structure, you know, my topics and my discussions. But recently, I was very troubled while I was at my job. You know, I remember I got a new manager, for one. And this new manager was very different from my old manager. Really didn't inspire me, really didn't push me, really didn't challenge me. And so every day, you know, recently I've been going to work feeling like, why am I here? It literally took me maybe 2 hours to do my whole day's work. So 6 hours, I'm basically getting paid for nothing. Which, you know, for some people that's cool with them. They like that. But I really like to work. I've been working since I was 15 years old. So I really like to feel like I'm making progress and I'm accomplishing something. And so even then, like if I'm just sitting there for 6 hours, I don't want to just be staring at a screen, staring at, you know, this PC all day, even though I'm still getting paid. And so, you know, I started feeling uneasy. I remember I was a superstar. I was kind of rising on the rise to success, but with this new manager, I was getting written up, you know, for stupid stuff. I was on written warnings, the attendance warnings, all this crazy stuff. And I started thinking to myself, man, is it me? Like, dang, you know, any job I think would love to have me as an employee, but now I got this new manager and all of a sudden I'm on written warnings, on final warnings and all this stuff. Like, really? I'm that bad of an employee that comes to work every day, hardly calls out, does his work. I wasn't in trouble for my work. I was getting written up for behavior. So I started working on, you know, okay, well, what do I need to do? So I started applying for different jobs to get from up under my manager. I talked to his boss's boss, my boss's boss, to let him know I was unhappy, but nothing was happening. Nothing was moving. It was stagnation. It's kind of like it's kind of like they call it Dead Sea. It's the Dead Sea because it ain't moving. So I'm there, I'm getting paid, but then I realized that money just isn't the thing. That doesn't drive me. I'm not motivated by money. I'm motivated by progress. So recently on Monday that just passed, you know, a couple people that's in my circle, they know I'm really you know, I'm a social guy. I love, you know what I'm saying, inspiring people. But they could see that something was wrong. Past couple weeks, I've been coming home with headaches. I've been coming home feeling sick. Like, okay, what do I need to do? I need to break free from this situation. But over the past weekend, I had got my mind cleared, and I was like, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna do this because I'm very loyal. I don't like to just up and leave anything. I want to do things the right way. But then I came into work on Monday. After recharging myself, refreshing myself, I had took vacation 2 weeks before. I was ready to fix my attitude. Came into Monday, I got an email from my boss. An email basically said this: I noticed that you were 6 minutes late from your lunch last Wednesday. Why didn't you notify me of this? So now, that just totally threw me off the whole day. So for the next hour, I was sitting there looking at my PC, not doing anything. My mind said to work, but my body just wouldn't move. And all I could focus on was this 6 minutes late from lunch. So about 11 o'clock, I called my manager and I said, hey, I just need to have a one-on-one with you. He said, fine, we talked. And I just let him know that after I get back, when I take my lunch, I'm not coming back. He's like, surprised. And I'm like, you're not really surprised. I've been telling you how upset I am and how I'm not happy. You really haven't been paying attention to what I've been saying. But then I started thinking like, man, I'm almost 40 years old. I'm almost 40 years old. Do I really need to get messages from somebody talking about I'm 6 minutes late from lunch? And you're not even paying me for my lunch. So if I'm 6 minutes late, that's 6 minutes that's costing me out of my paycheck. And you're so focused on me being, you already know I've already communicated with you that I go home every day for lunch to go walk my dog. I purposely let you know that so that you know that if I'm running a little behind, I might have got stuck in traffic or the dog took a little bit longer to do what he needed to do or whatever. That's very important to me. But it isn't really important to the corporations. All that's important to them, it seems, is what's important to them, their policies and their procedures. And I know that while I'm up under someone else's house, I got to follow their rules. And so if I want to follow my own rules, I need to create my own house. So had that conversation with him, and that was it. I just, I went on lunch. I said, I'll think about it a little bit more. They were saying they really want me to stay, blase, blase. I came back, I made a decision, I moved forward. So that was the end of my, my career there with that particular company. So that's the why. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was obviously a lot of things in between that time. It was just like, listen, is it really the employee? Is it really, every time something happens, they typically look at the employee and say, oh, the employee's got a bad attitude. The employee, they got bad behavior. But they never really look at something that sparked that, possibly. They never look at the managers and be like, man, listen, this guy was on the fast track before he came up under you. But now he up under you and he on written warnings, behaviors, and now he's up under all these policies that's keeping him from moving forward. Things like working from home. Oh, I can't do that because I'm on written warning. I can't change my schedule. Just so much politics. Well, I don't have to deal with politics anymore. So that's the why. So now here's the how. How did I leave my job? Now I know you guys saying, well, yeah, you left your job. You told me you quit. No, that's not how I left my job. So basically 2 years ago, I started this journey. I started my own company 2 years ago, but I never did anything with it. I kept renewing every year, like, oh, okay, one day I'm gonna do something. And this was the year I said that I'm gonna grow my business. 2 years ago, I started the journey to get out of debt. So in 2014, I cleared up my final debt. I was debt free. I had been working on that 2 years ago. I didn't know it was gonna lead to this, but I've been working on that 2 years ago. About 6 months ago, I contacted my uncle. You should have somebody wise in your family or your circle that you can talk to about things and you can get wise counsel. There is safety in wise counsel. And I talked to him about how I was feeling. And I said, hey, I'm thinking about leaving my job at some point. And his advice to me was make sure you have an exit strategy. So that exit strategy. So I created an exit strategy. I didn't know it was going to be so soon, but I had an exit strategy. I knew I needed to be out of debt, and I knew that I wanted to build my business. So from there, I had started working on building my business, getting the website done, making sure I was straight with the Secretary of State and all that stuff. So all that stuff's done. And I'm just ready to start building it, get some clients, get some clientele, bring some value to the marketplace. So I started to do that. And most people, you guys that are watching this video, you know all about me. My brand is, you already know my brand. I'm the finance guy. That's it. So I've kind of built that up over the past 3 years, and you guys, see some of the content that I put out. But I have been working on this path. And then also, from the skill set that I learned at my job, I was able to translate that. I was a forecast analyst. So I took that skill set of looking at past behavior and predicting future movement. I translated that to the stock market. So I learned how to make my money work for me. So now I was out of debt. I got my money working for me. That allows me to take some menial job if I have to take care of my living expenses. And it gives me the time to work on my business that's going to take care of my fortune. See, Jim Rohn says it like this. He says a formal education will make you a living, but your self-education will make you a fortune. And so that's what I've been doing for the past 2-3 years. Most of you guys, a lot of my good friends, I've been working 2 jobs to get out of debt. I was like, I'm getting out of debt. In 2014, I'm going to be out of debt. I was able to accomplish that. I had picked up another job. That other job, delivering pizzas, I was making $20 an hour just doing that. Don't ask me how. That's just how it is. I didn't realize there's so much money just delivering pizzas. So if you're looking for a job and you saying you can't find one, you got a car, go deliver some pizzas. It's going to put money in your pocket, cash money. So anyway, I was working 2 jobs for about 6 months just to get out of debt, to put more money into my investments, to build up my capital and build up my my emergency fund and all that stuff. So I had a plan. I didn't plan for it to be so soon, but I had a plan. So that's the why, and that's the how I walked away from my job. And I just want to tell you guys that if you find yourself in that same situation, that you feel pressured, that you having headaches, that you sick from going into work, you like, man, I got to do something different. You need to create an exit strategy. You need to get out of debt. The one thing that I tell people is I believe that one of the main reasons why you're not doing what you're called to do, you're not following your dreams because of your debt and your obligations. If you can take care of your debt, that opens you up to some options to really start following or pursuing the things that you really want to do. And as long as you have that debt, as long as you have those obligations, you're going to always feel like you have to have this security blanket because of those obligations. Man, work your butt off to get out of debt. I have a whatever it takes attitude. And that's how I was able to tell my job goodbye with no remorse. And that's why I have my peace of mind back. And that's why I had a time to build my business. And that's why I feel so great that I made a decision. Basically, I jumped off the ledge of faith and I'm building my wings on the way down. Well, that's it, guys. That's my story. That's where I'm at right now. ERGJ, the Intelligent Investor, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, LLC. You need some help with your finances, reach out to me. We're doing this whole investment thing. I got the New Black Wall Street going on. You guys just need to plug in, man. I'm helping people. I'm helping change communities one fortune at a time. And that next fortune, it could be yours.